Welcome back. You are listening to Whissel Wednesdays here on AM 1170. The Answer. My name is Kyle Whissel, your host with Whissel Realty, joined by Mr. Travis Sailing, the liberal friend of Jason Hall.
I was worried
part
you
of
were going
Team
to bring
Home
that
Loans.
up. Yeah, thanks.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't want to leave it out. I know that that's part of your job description.
Very important.
Yes.
Got to make sure they understand it.
Got to make sure. Yes, I love it. Also, we were talking with Leo Clark, Crest Investment Group, before the break. You know, a growing developer and home builder here in San Diego. If you got money in a 401k or an IRA and you're looking for some alternative ways to invest that money, Leo can help you do that. And you can be a part of building new homes in San Diego, a really cool thing, and creating inventory, which is really cool. Give us a call or shoot us a text. We'll get you connected with Leo, 619-663-SELL, 619-663-7355. So, Travis, we've got Leo here. He builds these beautiful homes. He's got 3 in San Marcos, that are under construction right now. He's got new stuff coming in Lemon Grove. And if somebody's listening to the show and they want to buy one of these beautiful homes Leo's building, that's where they're going to come to you.
Correct. Yeah. They can pay all cash, of course, but most people are going to get some kind of a loan on it. Yeah.
So how's the process? Is it any different buying a new home versus buying, an existing home?
There are a few extra steps that go into the process for sure. Traditionally they're pretty similar, but there are some additional things you need to get done. Yeah.
Okay. So there's a big misconception. I know Bryan, our media manager, posted something on his Facebook page yesterday asking his friends, hey, if you rent, why do you choose to rent instead of buying something? And the majority of the people who said, I choose to rent because, said it's because they don't have 20% to put down on a home.
Don't need 20%.
How much money does somebody need to put down to buy a brand new home?
Zero. If you're in the military, you can put zero down and buy a new home as long as it's under $580,750 in San Diego County.
Okay.
Each county has different limits, but a home up to $587.50 is zero down, and for every dollar over that, it's 25 cents is the down payment for the veteran.
There's probably not really many military people in North County, right?
Hardly any.
None. There's not like a military base, Camp
no.
Pendleton. Probably not many military, or anywhere in San Diego, right?
Yep. So, and then we love working with the veterans. I mean, those loans are pretty much our bread and butter, and we're priced very aggressively on our interest rates with those kind of loans. Yeah. But as far as someone that's not in the military, if depending on the loan size, once again, and the purchase price, you're looking anywhere between 3 and 5% down. There's also FHA options, which is 3.5% down.
So with these other programs, another thing that I see a lot of confusion over is, you got to be a first-time buyer to use one of those programs.
Absolutely not. And the definition of a first-time buyer, just so you know, is someone that hasn't owned real estate in the last 3 years.
Yep.
So if you went out and bought a home and sold it and you've been renting for 5 years, technically, according to the bank, you're a first-time home buyer, even though you've had experience doing it before.
So if somebody's thinking, hey, I'd love to buy one of Leo's homes, again, they're priced, high 6s, low 7s, and they are interested in one of these gorgeous homes, and they reach out to you, how does that process work?
Well, we need to basically, do our homework. So we usually say the fun is in the home, not in the loan. No one wants to have their credit pulled and have all their documents, poured over. But it's the most important part in my opinion, because we don't want to waste anyone's time, especially, the buyers or Leo's or the agents or anyone's time. So we need to make sure they are qualified buyers, do the homework, make sure they can qualify for the loan, and then, go shopping with Kyle or one of the great agents over at Whissel, and they'll show you all different kinds of homes and go from there. But if you go find the home you want and then realize you can't afford it, that doesn't do anyone any good.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people, it seems they put the cart before the horse.
Every time.
They want to go and find the home, fall in love with it, and then we say, okay, well, in order to submit an offer, we're going to need a pre-approval letter.
One of my biggest anxieties as a kid was, my mom would be like, hold a spot in line. I'm going to go get something. I'll be right back. And we're at the grocery store, and they'd be checking us out, and I didn't have enough money as a kid to pay for it. And I'd be freaking out, like, okay, my mom's coming back here, I promise. And, not knowing how much you could afford and, having to take stuff back out or something would be, really humiliating. So same thing when you go out and try to buy a house, you find the one, you want to write an offer, and then you come to the bank and they figure out, hey, you really can't afford this loan. You've just wasted a bunch of time, and you can avoid all that just by coming to us first.
Definitely. And I've seen a lot of people make the opposite thing, the opposite misconception that they can afford less than that they actually qualify for. So I've had people, hey, I want to $2,500 a month payment, so I need to buy something around $250. I don't know, they somehow come up with this number in their head that the payment is like 1% of the price. I don't know where
people
they
get
come
in trouble
up with it,
when they go online. There's a lot of free mortgage calculators on there, but they're not perfectly accurate, and they really are shooting themselves in the foot because they could afford a lot more, and it would probably keep them at the same payment, maybe a little bit higher, but it gives them a lot more options, and it's actually more realistic. So speaking with someone like myself or your local mortgage professional would really open your eyes to what's really realistic and what can happen for you and your family.
I love it. Again, if you want to connect with Travis, the liberal wing of Team Home Loans, shoot us a text, give us a call, 619-663-SELL, 619-663-SELL. Jason, who's normally here in the studio, he's been in the business for longer than I think everybody in this room combined. He remembers when rates were 15,
I had a 15%,
18, 15, 20% loans. Where are rates hovering around right now?
We're still in the high 3s, low 4s, depending, once again, how much you put down and your FICO score, which loan program you go with. But anywhere between, I've seen them, for 30-year fixes, let's say, 3.25% to maybe 4.5%, just really depending on your overall profile.
So if somebody, let's say, you said credit's important. Let's say somebody wants to buy a car. Would it be a bad idea for them to go and apply at a bunch of different places for car loans? What's that going to do to their credit score?
It's definitely going to drop their score quite a bit. You don't want to do that if you're going to be applying for a mortgage. And please, listeners, if you hear this, do not do it during the process. Do not sign a contract. Say, this is great, I'm going to go get some furniture, I'm going to get a new car, that boat looks nice. Please do not apply for any new credit or buy any large ticket items during the transaction, because we do look at your credit right before they fund the loan to make sure that you don't have any new large debts that weren't accounted for at the beginning. Same thing with keeping your job. We had a guy basically, he signed his final documents. There's a 3-day waiting period for refinance before we can fund your deal. And he went in and just, told everyone off, said, I'm out of here, guys. And he quit. And we did a verification of employment right before we were about to fund the loan. He said he doesn't work here anymore, and deal was dead on arrival. So don't quit your job. Don't make any large car purchases if you're going to be applying for a mortgage.
I've also seen it where somebody's in escrow on their home and they're like, oh, we're buying a bigger home, we need some new furniture. So they go into the local furniture shop, and in their head they think they're making a smart decision. They're like, oh, I can't make any big purchases while I'm in escrow right now. So instead of just buying this furniture outright, I'm going to finance it because I don't have to pay it off for 12 months from now. So I'll just finance it. Everything's going to be great.
This is a conversation I have with every one of my buyers, especially first-time new buyers, because they want to start decorating and getting all that stuff ready. Like, please, you'll have the rest of your life to decorate your home. You do it after you get the keys, once we're all done, because it can absolutely jeopardize your deal.
Yep. Well, all they got to do is just buy one of Leo's places, and they're already going to be decked out to the nines.
There you go.
And then you don't have to worry about spending all that extra money.
That sounds great.
So, Leo, I wanted to talk, what are some of the trends that you're seeing in new homes? So when somebody wants to buy one of your homes, what can they expect to see when they walk into one of these?
Well, number one, the most energy efficient home on the market. I mean, there's nothing better out there as far as, electrical consumption and so on. That's number one. Number two, they are laid out with in mind a flow, if you will, of how the family is going to be living. For instance, the great room kind of transitions into the kitchen, which transitions into outside patio sitting area. The bedrooms, they have their own bathrooms. Like on these builds in San Marcos, 2 of the spare bedrooms have their own bathrooms. So from the millennial standpoint, if they're living at home with mom and dad, what 30-year-old millennial wants to live in a house that they got to share a bathroom with their little brother and sister? They don't.
Right.
So we designed the homes with their own bathrooms inside them. And then, of course, the technology side, Bluetoothing to Wi-Fi to, hands-free type of stuff that's going to be in the home.
I love it. So are you doing living rooms and family rooms, or are you just going great room now?
Great rooms.
We had that problem when we bought our house. We walked in and there was this room right when you walked in, and we're just like, what the heck do we do with this room? The living room when you walk in the house, right. And it's like, we put some furniture in there. We had a couch and a table, and we're like, why the hell would we ever sit in this room? Like, there's nothing in here. There's the other room, the kitchen attached, and the backyard and the TV and the fireplace and all. It's like, why would we ever sit in this room? So we're like, what do we do with this? And we went through the debate, and we ended up just putting a pool table in there.
That's what I was gonna suggest.
Yeah.
I was gonna say ping pong table or
we got a pool table because we were like, we're gonna sit in this room 0 times per year. I'm not a big pool shark or anything, but I might play pool
That's
more
something that
than
a pool shark would say.
Yeah, I might play pool more than 0 times per year. So even if I only use that room 2 or 3 times a year, at least I'm using it.
Right.
But at the same time, it's crazy as a buyer to pay for a room that you're only going to use 2 or 3 times a year. So I love the fact that you're building everything with great rooms.
Right.
What are some of the other little finishes that people are really liking?
When you approach your home today, a lot of people don't have the technology because the house was built, 20 years, 30 years ago. But right now, with the homes that you will be approaching on the ones I'm building, your phone can control everything that you pull up to, whether it be the garage door opener, whether it be unlocking your front door, whether it be viewing who's at your front door on your phone, whether it be heating up your oven before you even get inside the house or turning on your AC before you get inside the house. So technology is really playing a big part in the aspect of the build.
I love it. So we're gonna end the show here today, but this has been an awesome show. Again, if you want to connect with Leo, learn more about the new homes he's building, or about investing some of that 401k and IRA money, or you want to talk to Travis Sailing over at Team Home Loans, figure out how you can buy one of Leo's beautiful properties, give us a call, shoot us a text, 619-663-7355, 619-663-SELL. Thanks so much for listening to Whissel Wednesdays. We'll see you next Wednesday.
Can you blow my whistle, baby? Whistle, baby. Here we